The coddling we do with women in the West, especially if they're decent looking, the princess mentality that has become a virus out here that tells them that they're special snowflakes, that they deserve everything. Society tells them this, social media is telling them this, the culture, everything. Beta fathers, all the besties, all of them tell them the same message, that you are God's gift to earth and that every man is lucky to be in your presence. All right, we got one from Alienated. Let's see.
I don't want kids. Everyone's always like, I can't wait to be MILF. I can't wait. Okay, well, I don't want kids. So I guess I'll just be hot and old.
What are the chances that this lady suffers from narcissistic personality disorder?
I'd say there's a high probability.
And it's comical that she thinks that being hot when she's old is a choice.
I had to reply to this.
Dating in your 40s is like shopping in a thrift store and looking for the least damaged thing.
This is what I've said ever since I became a single person again at the age of 35.
For the wall.
She then goes on to say that if you're past the age of 35, then you're probably dating in the hope that you'll find someone's lost treasure.
But basically knowing you're looking through everybody else's trash. Probably past is best, but you can probably fix it up. That is essentially what dating is like past the age of 35.
What she's failed to add here is that this is not the case for men. If a man does the work, he never needs to look through the trash ever again.
If a man...
Man, burn that in your head. That's why I keep telling you guys, work hard in your 20s, play in your 30s. Hell, you can play as long as you want. As long as you keep advancing in life, handle your business, your income, you only get more attractive to women. It's not the same. You're your least attractive, believe it or not, when you're in your 20s. You have nothing to, unless you could somehow skip the line, dude, you have a brilliant idea where you could become a multimillionaire and you're in your 20s. Still, women find a little gray attractive, more maturity, 30 something. Yeah, that's like a man that knows what he wants, has experienced life. They feel safer, la, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Learn to play the game to your advantage, dude. There's some of you that are starved to death for female attention. You're barely like 21, 22. You're focusing on the absolutely wrong end of the stick. Women come at the very end. It's the cherry on top to a fulfilled life. If you go chasing women first, you're in for a world of hurt, dude.
Pays your bills. What exactly do you think you should be doing for him? Nothing. Showing up.
You serious?
From my personal experience, a man that is confident in his masculine energy, that's a protector and provider, he doesn't ask me what I bring to the table, bitch. He's not worried about what I bring to the table. He's the table. He brings the table. He puts shit.
See, this is what I tell you about modern Western women that are completely lost in what it means to be married to a man, to be in a family, what a family unit is and what her role inside of it is. She thinks she just can appear and sit and lounge around by the pool and do nothing. The whole reason to get married to a woman, besides having a kid, was that you come together to create a legacy and help one another achieve further, better things than you could otherwise alone. She gets your food ready. She makes sure the house is clean. She keeps all the clothes clean, all the kids done up right for school, make sure they get their homework done. She handles all the things you can't do while you're gone at work to provide, because you're probably a man, you get to sacrifice, you get farther in your career, probably have a business, etc. as time passes, which is further than probably she would have got. And then, like a synergy, while you're working, getting paid, she's at home nurturing the kids so your kids don't go and get indoctrinated at some woke-ass school, or you just ship them off for thousands of dollars to have strangers watch them in daycare. And then you wonder how many kids are just turning out so messed up and lost in the sauce, dude, where they're addicted to social media, Instagram, all this. The parents. Where are the parents? Oh, yeah, they're busy trying to make money. Oh, yeah, she wants to be a man really bad. Oh, he wants to be super feminine. We've reversed what a man is and what a woman is today. And yet every statistic points that we are headed in the wrong direction in terms of relationships, in terms of marriage, and in terms of raising children.
Sit on the table and
Thanks,
pulls out
attorney.
my seat in the meantime.
Most women, when asked what they bring to the table, issue the following response.
Someone asks, what do you bring to the table? I am the table!
Yeah, that's so annoying, because when I look back at my family in Eastern Europe, when I look back at what my grandma did, what my mother did, what these strong, hardworking women did in the family, would go out there, raise the pigs, clean up the pens, plant the crops, cut the chicken's head off, pluck all the feathers, get the soup ready, get the food ready while the men were out working, these were women that were bringing a ton to, can you imagine a day? Can you imagine her going out into the yard in the chicken coop, cutting one of their heads off, plucking them of all their feathers and getting a stew ready, preparing the chicken, cutting it open? Can you imagine them doing any of that today? Please, man, if you're going to ask for traditional men, what do you bring besides sitting at the pool table like you're a goddamn mannequin? At that point, you might as well pay for it, boys. Get a professional, be done with it, and then kick them out and then hire them out again. If that's really all she brings to the table is sex, there are professionals that could beat her out in that manner.
Damn! But according to the creator of the original video, it's conversely the man's job to be the table. The woman's job is to simply show up.
When a woman feels protected, provided for, etc., you're going to see her in her most feminine energy. Why? Because the man has created this space to allow her to feel safe enough to be that. So if your woman isn't feeding you, giving you that love, warm, feminine, tender attention that you guys so massively crave, it's likely because you, as a man, have fallen short.
Like many ladies who offer advice on relationships and dating, she has such a certainty of her own opinion. Such certainty often leads to a lack of critical thinking and rational argumentation.
You're goddamn right.
So I want to use her content to make a wider point. Because this type of ill-informed advice runs rampant on social media. The core of this bias is the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Romania.
In 1999, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, two social psychologists, discovered that people are exceptionally poor judges of their own abilities, revealing a cognitive bias that impacts almost everyone on the planet.
The lady featured in the previous video overestimates her ability at dating.
Like a date.
Like a date or like a date?
She likely thinks she's intelligent, so she assumes that she's capable of giving dating advice that's better than the average person. But dating is a complicated game that she clearly knows almost nothing about.
In other words, this person has a distorted perception of their own abilities. They fail to accurately predict their performance on a given task because they overestimate their intelligence. They're extremely confident in their abilities even though they don't know what they're doing. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect at work.
Does this next set of clips suggest that she's intelligent enough to be imparting rational argumentation founded upon critical thinking?
Don't date men. If you do, don't put in too much effort. They're not going to appreciate it anyway.
Bruh.
Your coochie can be used as bait, but your mind is the real weapon. That's the one that's going to go in for the kill.
That's crossing the line.
Why is anyone dating men anymore?
Straight women, I have one question. Are you okay? Because I'm sitting here thinking, to have absolutely no other options besides the male species is a f***ing horror film.
According to Bertrand Russell, the fundamental cause of trouble in the modern world is because the stupid are cocksure, while the intelligent are full of doubt.
Bingo.
This lady is severely lacking when it comes to understanding how to learn. This is a process often referred to as metacognition.
Metacognition is the awareness of your own thought processes. It's being able to plan, monitor, and access your own performance and understanding. It's like your brain's way of grading itself. In their research, Dunning and Kruger discovered that the less people know about a subject, the lesser their metacognitive ability around that subject.
Showing up.
This is what makes them unaware of their own incompetence. And this is a very strange.
Yeah, and it just proves the coddling we do with women in the West, especially if they're decent looking, the princess mentality that has become a virus out here that tells them that they're special snowflakes, that they deserve everything. Society tells them this, social media is telling them this, the culture, everything. Beta fathers, all the besties, all of them tell them the same message, that you are God's gift to earth and that every man is lucky to be in your presence. When they bring nothing to the table except their body, which is literally what a street worker does. But they demand something like a woman with chastity would have. They demand everything for a product that's been ridden by the town bike. It's that saying. And it's these dumbos that constantly repeat these mistakes. Dude, over and over, how many TikToks has this account probably made talking about men getting pumped and dumped and ghosted and so angry every single time she repeats the same process with the same kinds of men, doesn't take a second, doesn't have the brain cells required to be introspective, to reflect on her choices in life and go, you know what, after so many men, I think I may be the variable here in this equation that needs to change. Maybe I should take a break from men and discover myself and my worth. And why do I keep getting pumped and dumped? And why don't I have a ring? And why can't I get a man to commit for anything? Nothing, bro. We live in the West. Get your passport, dude. I don't know what else to tell you.
Thing, because it means that oftentimes the loudest person in the room is usually the one who knows the least.
I'm a tarot reader, and most of the clients that I get are always asking about an ex. Men are like children. They will take advantage of it. Virgo moons. You guys literally manifest your own diseases. Holler if you hear me. Ugh.
Obviously, anyone who places value in tarot reading and astrology is a simpleton.
Bruh. Roasted.
The sad thing is that people who know the least are also the people who are least likely to take up a learning opportunity.
Facts! Education leads to understanding and humility. This stops a small amount of knowledge from being such a dangerous thing.
How many of you think the educational system is working? One girl, thank you. I learned to read.
When I listen to post-wall ladies talk about dating, it's clear that the Dunning-Kruger effect constantly contaminates their thinking. Because they are incompetent and unaware, they will constantly make poor choices.
I slept with a lot of people. Not proud of it, but it happened.
I did it all for the nookie.
And I will be damned if I have any kind of regret or feel shameful for how much I've had.
She's the village bicycle.
The woman who made those choices had no self-worth. She was scraping for any kind of attention.
Oh my God. You mean like how we keep telling you to stop giving away your body? Like how we tell you it stems from psychological damage as a kid. Your daddy didn't hug you enough. Daddy was never there. So you sought self-esteem and worth in giving your body away to men because you don't know what real love looks like from a man. You assume sex means love when he's just using you, pumping and dumping. And now you think you're worth something extra after sleeping with the town. Now a man's got to jump through hoops. You know, the man that's trying to marry you has to go through hoops now, unlike all the other guys, because your worth just randomly went sky high because you found yourself after 100 different Chad sticks. Tremendous, bro.
Everyone's had a ride.
She was using her really messy divorce as an excuse to drink heavily and a lot of dudes.
That's nasty.
If any of this resonates with you, I want to make sure that one part sticks out.
Freaky, dicky business.
Acknowledge the excuse and don't feel shameful.
What a loser.
When used correctly, shame is a valuable tool that can help us meet our own expectations and live up to our values.
Shame on you.
Shame sometimes tells us we need to pay attention and work harder.
We'll do better next time, sir.
If a lady feels shame after a one-night stand, she might think that she should drink less and be more careful next time.
I am done with booze.
How's somebody supposed to start dating in their 50s when they done been married their whole life? Like, I mean, what does that even look like? Where 50s? Do you find these people?
Bruh.
Well, I mean, I found my last one online, so...
Raw dogging some randoms.
Clearly that did not work out for me, so I won't be swiping on anybody, but, you know. And then what are you dating for? You know, like, are you dating with a purpose, you know, for like a future husband? Or are you just dating to play?
Dating to play will scarcely yield good outcomes. But the harsh truth is that a woman dating in her 50s has limited leverage to bargain with. Many men will view her as being a liability or see her as a net negative and lacking in utility. Similar to how women in their prime view at least 80% of men.
Very true.
You know, with age involved, are y'all like on the same playing field? I'm sorry, but if they got any kids at home, that's a no. I don't know where to start. I don't even know what to talk about, okay? Like, and I mean, I'm going to have to do a complete background check on somebody before I even... This is terrifying.
Stop the cows.
You got no
And
dates.
whose
Stop
fault
lying.
is that?
I think you know exactly whose fault that is.
Yeah, come on. Dating at 50 with that attitude, you should have stuck by your husband.